A couple days ago, we were finishing up Color at Play, the first session, and we were making a zine. And then I had the idea to turn the coloring page into a zine that has a quote in it. Members of the mailing list, you need to check your mail because I just sent this out. And I wanted to show you how to fold it and glue it. For those of you who don't know what a zine is this miniature book you make from one page of paper. Let me turn this over so you can see. This is the one we made in the Color at Play course, and I'll drop the link in the description. This is one, it's so much fun. We play with all types of color harmonies, and our final project is we use what we've been doing. We do a little collage, do a little creative meditative flow, and we make a zine. From one page of paper, you fold it, you cut a little hole in the middle, and then you push it together like this, and then you have this cute, adorable book. You can make it all from scratch, but let's say you're one of my coloring artists that are on the mailing list and you just like to color. Well, this is a great practice. I'm going to give you the Black Line Master. When you print it out, this is what it looks like. You can see black and white, and I colored it. And so those of you that have been working through some of the SuperDoodleGirl classes, let's say you're doing Color at Play and you want to practice some of your color harmonies, well, you can definitely do it on here. This one has a lot of warm colors with little pops. The yellow green, that's going to tend a little warmer with the pops of that cool blue. And I think this looks super summery. One thing when you do color, notice that it doesn't go full bleed. You can just take a brush marker, add a little border before you fold it. Super cute. Mine is printed on HP 32. You can see it did curl up a little bit here at the edge, but it's a 32-pound copier paper, and it takes colored pencils, markers, and acrylic markers beautifully. After you color it, you're going to need to fold it. Start with lining up your corners. You want to try to get a really good fold here. Make sure you hold it. Hold it. Got them lined up. I'm going to flip mine over so I can see the white. Ah, that's better. See how I see the contrast between my cutting board and the paper. I'm going to come across from the center, and then I'm going to push up, and I'm going to push down. Now, I have a bone folder, which I can run over this to make that crease nicely. You don't need something super fancy. You can use a paintbrush. You could use, what else do I have around here? I could do like the end of my X-Acto knife. That's going to work. Anything like that. You can also just use your finger. Run it back and forth. One of the things I like to do with my zines is I like to go ahead and reverse your folds, which means fold it one way and then turn it over and fold it the opposite way. That's our first fold. You see you got two halves. I'm going to rotate this. I'm going to match up my corners again. Very well matched up. Coming across and going up and down. I used acrylic markers and paint pens on mine, so I've got a little bit of texture on the surface of the paper, which I quite like. Some people don't like texture as much, but quite enjoy it. Now we have the 4 quadrants. We need to do 2 more folds. You're going to unfold it and bring the end to the center. And let's see, looks pretty good. Notice each time I'm coming to the center and then making a really nice fold up and down. And our final fold is here. Getting it to the center. If you're making a zine with copy paper or very thin paper, like a mineral paper, it's going to hold the creases really well, and you're going to get pretty straight folds. Now, as you move into mixed media and heavier papers, I've done it with 140-pound watercolor. There's some additional things that you have to be concerned with. You can check that you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. We have all of our folds. Now we need to cut it. I'm going to make these dots so you can see. We're going to cut from here, and I'm going to make a dashed line so you can see. And we're going to cut all the way to here. Do not cut on the ends. There are other ways to make a zine. My design to give you the front cover and the back cover, this is the cut for you. Because when you fold it in half, you're going to see what we call the little frog mouth. So you see, looks like a little frog mouth. So that's what we want. So this is very important. The non-cutting hand has the open side, and the scissors will come to the folded side. And make sure I'm holding it straight as I place my scissors on the line. And my scissors are long enough to make that in one cut. If you do a bunch of shortcuts, it'll end up a more crooked. Then you're going to unfold it, fold it in half, see the long way. And then this is where you don't want to push it like that. You don't see the mouth. You have to see a frog mouth. And then you're going to push it together. And you're going to fold it around. Now, because I've designed this one for you, there is a specific page that's going to be on the front. And you can see this paper doesn't really want to fold that way. What we're going to do to straighten it out is you're going to hold it and just going to kind of straighten it a bit and kind of hold it straight. And then you're going to fold down those edges. We're forcing that paper. This is where a bone folder's very handy. You're going to run it over everywhere you have folds. And then your printable that I've given you has a little quote from John Cleese. Nothing will stop you from being creative so effectively as the fear of making a mistake. And there's the back cover. If you're on the mailing list, you're going to get links to our zine printables. So what you get, you're going to get something like this. And notice these are upright, these are upside down, so that when you color it and fold it, you are going to have your very own little zine. Then you can come in, and if you want to add, some more things to it, like a little bit of maybe a little yellow top up there. So I'm going to grab a little bit of yellow and just add some yellow. I have given you a design, but that doesn't have to be the end of your design, right? You can add additional doodles into what I've given you. And what I mean by that is, see these dots? Now, it looks like it needs some more bubbles over here on the edge. You could do watercolor pencil, you could do markers, whatever you want, and you can add things to it. You can add additional dots. I might leave that white. I might come in and add some color there. This is where you can get really creative and play with adding things in. Let me just put a few little dots and dashes here and there. You get the idea. Oh, I hope this has been helpful so you can see how you can do these. A lot of zines are just folded like this, so you can unfold it and see what it looks like. Or if you wanted to make a copy of this, you could once it's colored in, and so then you could duplicate it and you could send it to multiple people if you wanted to. If you wanted to make it into a book format that you don't open back up, let me show you how to do that. So you can glue the pages together. Let's think about this. When we fold it, these pages are going to glue to themselves. I'd put glue on these two. And then when I push it together, this page glues to this one, and this page glues to this one. You can put glue on every one, whatever works for you. I do like a lot of glue, so I might just do all of the pages. Do to here. I'm going to go ahead and get some on that center part. I'm going to make sure I get my edges done really well. I'm going to come over here. Let's see, I'm going to do this one because I wanted to show you how to do this, because this is where there's a specific part that if you miss it, you're going to glue it and you're not going to have your book. And I don't want y'all to make that mistake. All right, there we go. This is the part that's a bit tricky because we want to line it up. See how this wants to stick together immediately on that center part? You got to pull it apart. I don't put glue on both sides of it. And then we want to push it together, and we want that page to go together. And if this bothers you, some people don't like to see, I quite like to see the little pages tipped out. But if that bothered you, you could take a utility knife with a ruler and you could just trim that off, okay? Because it's glued down and it's not going to separate. You don't have to worry about that. Now you have a little miniature book. How adorable is that? All right, hope this helps, and happy zine making. And if you want to get copies of these when I send them, be sure to check in the description. You can join the mailing list. I'll send these out periodically. I do have classes where we go in depth. This one is actually some of the things that we practiced in the Color at Play class. If you want to be notified when I add new videos to the channel, you can hit the subscribe button.